How we doing tonight? How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're having a great week here on this hump day, wherever you're at. It's Wednesday where I'm at, but it might be slightly different where you guys are at. I hope everybody's having a great day, great night. It's been a busy one so far for me. Getting used to the new daily schedule. You know, we don't have a stream on Tuesday nights, so it's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday night for sure. I was gonna stream on the ARAURA channel and do some work there, but I wasn't able to do that last night because I was just working on stuff and just had to be focused on what I was working on. The particular thing I was working on last night for ARAURA, I just had to be focused and zoned in and really needed to lock in and get it done. So what's up, Rick, Evo, Nick? Hoping the heat subsides so we can scrimmage with a few schools tomorrow. We got stuck inside there. Yeah, it's like so hot outside. It is ridiculous outside. So I will say real quick, if any of you all are around the Indianapolis area this weekend, I'm going to be at PopCon Indy. Come hang out, say hi. Maybe we'll go get some food or something. Maybe we can do a little hangout. I know there's quite a few viewers that are in the Indianapolis area. So if anybody would be interested in hanging out at the show, grabbing a bite to eat after the show, just doing some Final Fantasy discussion, some general discussion, some general stuff. Let's do it. Let's get it together. Let's rock. I'm ready. So, who fed the addiction this time? I did. Just a couple of little packs, but yeah. And I actually have a few packs I didn't open the other night, so I forgot they were in the bag. So, so I was gonna just crack them open, but I figured I would wait until we were live on stream. But yeah, so the stuff with Square Enix is really interesting because I was wondering if they would see that news and see everything Expedition 33 is doing and see what Sandfall Interactive is doing with that and just go, maybe. And the fact that you've got investors chirping up and asking about it. Now, will anything come of it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But if they can stop development on Final Fantasy VII Remake midstream because they want to change the direction, then everything's on the table. Like, I've had a couple people talk to me already today and say, you know, oh, well, they've already started developing 17, or they're already planning 17. Look, 7 was getting worked on. Like, 7 Remake was getting worked on midstream. They stopped and said, no, we're going to go a different direction. So if that is on the table, then everything's on the table. Capcom Showcase. Yeah, I know I won't be able to watch it. I'll be at work, but I'm going to check it out after I get off work. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it wasn't an actual investor. Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. Then never mind. Then it's a big never mind. All right. Okay. So yeah, I've just read some articles. I had some people at work actually today coming to me and talking about it because they know I talk about this stuff. And we got some gamers I work with. They were coming talking to me about it. And I kind of glanced at the articles, but I haven't had a chance to really dive deep into it. So thanks for clearing that up. No, I'm not talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake saga. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when they were developing the first Final Fantasy VII Remake game. They stopped development midway because they wanted to change it to the action-based RPG that it is now. No, they're not going to change how the third Final Fantasy game works. It was investor journalist. Okay. Well, then that doesn't count. That doesn't count then. So, anyway. Who wants to crack some cards open? I want to crack some cards open. I want to see some cards. So, let's check it out. I have a few packs. So, let's check it out. Let's get into it. If you're digging the content, don't be shy. Throw a like on there. Let other people know you like it. If you're lurking, that's working. That's okay. You don't have to chat. But Final Fantasy 17, that's what I was alluding to, Chris, is that I could see that getting changed up. So, anyway, let me get my handy dandy reading glasses on. Alright, so here we go. First pack. First pack. Okay. Let's see. Rook turret, got you. Earth rescue mission, got you. Hang on. Blazing bomb, we've got you. Fight on, we've got you. Geishel greens, we have you. World map. Let's see, Steiner. Steiner's always cool. I'll always show Steiner because I love Steiner. I think he's great. We've got we got a white card. We got a white card back here. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? We got a white card here. And we got a foil behind it. So let's see. Let's What? Okay. Alright. Kefka Palazzo. Let's go. What? Perforous God of the Forge. Legendary enchantment creature. God. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, Kefka Palazzo isn't a creature. Whenever another creature you control enters, Kefka Palazzo deals 2 damage to each opponent. That's crazy. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's nuts. I want to see me get a Terra card too, Peach Booty. That's one of my big ones I want. Okay, so Fire Magic. We'll put Kefka to the side there. Summon Anima. I don't have this one. Cool. Spear of Atrophy. Seymour Guado. Seymour Guado. Unalesca, we must be wed. Oh! I wasn't even paying attention to the next card. Genova. Ancient Calamity. Sweet. That is a rare. Balam T-Rex Sword, we've got that one. Trino Dark Sea, we got that. Okay, so sweet pack. Sweet pack. That Kefka's gonna look good in the front of the binder. I've got all the full art cards. They're kind of in order. I've got them in the front of the binder, so they kind of look cool. Speaking of Kefka, who would you want to voice act him and how should he sound? You know who I think of? Kind of like, not in the same way the character is portrayed, but the tone of his voice. Who is the character from Hunter x Hunter who has like kind of the clown makeup? He's creepy, but I'm not talking about the character itself, but the tone of that character's voice, the English dub. I forget who does that character's voice in the English dub, but somewhere along those lines, I think that's a good voice for him. I like that. Didn't Kefka have voice acting in was Kefka in Dissidia? He was in Dissidia, wasn't he? Alright, next pack. Got a few packs here. Okay. Got that there. Okay. Here we go. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. Got it. You're Not Alone. Got it. Light of Judgment. That's another Kefka card. Got it. Sephiroth's Intervention. Got it. Gigantode. Got it. Adventurer's Inn. Got it. Hilgigas. Got it. Rama. Don't got it. Don't got it. Got Rama's Summon card. Clash of Icons. Don't have that one either. Boom. Sweet. The Darkness Crystal. Ancient Artifact. That's my rare in this pack. Boom. There we go. Cool. These cards are absolutely gorgeous. Esper Origins. Galacat. Okay, and this is all... Even the art card is one that I've already got. Okay. Sweet. Next, what are we saying here? Careful storing your higher value cards in the binder. Depending on which binder you have, they can still bend. You probably already know this, but just... Yeah, I got the official Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy 12 card up binder. It's the side loading and stuff. Doesn't have it's not a 3-ring binder, it's a fold binder or whatever. And the really rare ones I'm putting in sleeves and then putting them in. So alright, let's see. Oop. Paladin's Arms, have it. Sabotender, have it. Undercity Dire Rat, got it. Dreams of... This Dreams of Laguna card, I've got it. But I'm so tired from working all day. I read that as Dreams of Lasagna. I do dream of lasagna. Dreams of Lasagna. That is a rare. Should Garfield be on that card? I asked the chat an important question. Chocobo Kick. I don't know if I have this one or not. Seems familiar, but just in case I don't have it. There's Chocobo Kick. Iron Giant, got it. Vincent's Limit Break, got it. Black Waltz number 3, got it. The Prima Vista, got it. Dreams of Lasagna. Evil Reawakened, got it. Zodiark. Umbral God. Yo, this is a killer card. Not like a mythic rare or anything. Indestructible. All the God cards are indestructible. When Zodiark enters, each player sacrifices half the non-God creatures they control of their choice. That's crazy. Rounded down. Whenever a player sacrifices another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Zodiark. Wow. And that's a Final Fantasy 14 card. There we go. That is Zodiark. What? What? So, I got another rare, 300s rare Balthier and Fran. This is... I've got one already. It's different than this one though, but it's a full art as well. Wow. I'm having some pretty decent luck with these draws. Battle Menu, got it. I got the holo version. Insomnia Crown City, got it. Okay. Hero Knight is my token card. Alright. It's turning to Garfield in more ways than one. I just want to sit around all day like our cats and just be fed and chill, and that'd be nice. It'd be the sweet life. Alright. another pack here. Some of these are hard to open. This one's... I try not to tear them open, like, try not to rustle them up too bad, but then I'm like, well, I'm not keeping the packages, so why do I care? Okay. Paladin's Arms. Got it. Sabo Tender. Got it. Cornered by Black Mages. Got like 50 of them. Commune with Beavers. Got it. Ice Flan. Got it. Sahagan. Got it. Monk's Fist. Got it. Elixir. Don't have Elixir, though. That's an uncommon. Elixir. I like the artwork on that one. I'm assuming they're using... Oh, that's Final Fantasy IV artwork. Okay. Nice. Random Encounter. Got it. Magitech Armor. Got it. Vanille. Okay. Cheerful LC. Here we go. Boom. We got Vanille. Wait, what number is this? Oh, is this... The back of it is Ragnarok. Sweet. Ishgard, the Holy Sea. That is Final Fantasy XIV. Don't have this one. There we go. Alright. Kina Q, got her. Vector, Imperial Capital, got it. And... Taru, Livia Prima. That's gotta be like Final Fantasy 14 or something. I don't know it. There we go. That is the art card in that pack. Alright, so down to a few packs left. Whoever did What's His Name in RE4 remake should voice Kefka. Well, who's What's His Name? Are you talking about Osmond Sadler? I hear you, Nick. I hear you, man. The short little dweeb. Oh, you're talking about Ramon Salazar. That's an interesting one. That would be an interesting one. I imagine Kefka having a little more bass to his voice, though, because he does become godly. And Kefka, look, I think I might do a deep dive video on Kefka because, like, the more I've been reading on his character and some of the influences of that character quite a bit, like, he is a very fascinating character. Like, one of the reasons I'm excited to play Final Fantasy VI again is to really just get a better understanding of that character's arc, like the rise to glory, so to speak, of that villain, you know. The theme is The Departed Ones from Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross is one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, in my opinion. But Chrono Cross is super chill, and for me, it's Yasunori Mitsuda's finest work. It's his finest work. So, thanks for joining the chat, Billy Blaze. And glasses down. We're going to open us another pack here. I'll go with you. I'm opening them all, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Let's see here. Magitech Infantry, got it. Warrior Sword, got it. Resentful Revelation, got it. Super dope card, though. Chocobo Chick, got another Chocobo Chick. Not Chick. I got another Dreams of Lasagna. Hill Gigas. Grand Pulse Ochu, nothing new yet. Delivery Moogle. Gold Saucer, got it. Evil Reawakened, got it. Side Quest, Play Blitzball, got it. Cloud. Whoa! Hold up. Wait, what was that? Oh, okay, doesn't matter. Cloud Midgar Mercenary. Mythic Rare. Card number 10 in the set. Let's go. Let's go. Right there. Boom. That's probably, I'm assuming it's a mythic. Most of the mythics in this set are pretty expensive. So I'm assuming that's a pretty decently priced card. Not that I care about the prices or anything like that. I want the cards I want. But it's always cool when you pull like a rare expensive card out of a set. So we got Cloud. Sweet. We finally pulled a Cloud out of a pack. God. The only Cloud I've got is the one that the Planet's champion that I pulled out of the starter kit. But he was like on the front of the starter kit, so you knew you were getting it. It wasn't that big of a deal. Delivery Moogle. Hollow. That's my holographic card in this one. Then land card and a token card. Okay. You're next, sir. Okay. You're next, sir. Dwarven Castle Guard, got it. Thunder Magic, got it. Undercity Dire Rat, got it. Blitzball Shot, got it. Combat Tutorial, look. This is a very common card. I love that there's actually a card dedicated to the Final Fantasy Combat Tutorial. I think that's really well done. And here's the thing. This set, getting these cards, is making me want to go back and play classic Final Fantasy games again. Not that you ever have to twist my arm to do that. It's always a good time. But it's really motivating me to be like, which one do I want to get first? Where do I want to go first with this? Iron Giant, got it. World Map, got it. Cloud of Darkness. What's this? Final Fantasy 3. I guess I don't remember this. Particle Beam. When Cloud of Darkness enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -X, -X until end of turn, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. That's nuts. The way Magic structures their rules is really cool to me. Really cool. I love collecting cards. Like, when I was younger, I collected cards and stuff. It was one of those things that I always thought was really cool, you know? And one day I hope to have like an Aurora trading card game designed by like a real person who knows their stuff, not me. I've got a couple people in my life that know their stuff. I'd love to work with them on doing something like that. We've talked a few times about doing it, but just getting the resources and time together is one thing. But yeah, so Cloud of Darkness. That's the card right there. Don't have that one. That's a new one. Gold Saucer, got it. Evil Reawakened, got Ultimacia. Time Sorceress. I don't have this one. Don't have it. Oh wow, in the back of it, Ultimacia Omnipotent. Double-sided card. That's really cool. The artwork on this side, though, is really incredible. I really like that. Good stuff. Summoner's Grimoire. Don't have this one. It's Final Fantasy 14. I don't recognize it. That's why. But that's the card. That's my rare in this set. Let's see. It's a rare. Let's see what it does. Job select. Equipped creature is a shaman in addition to its other types and has, whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If that card is an enchantment card, it enters tapped and attacking. That's pretty nuts. What up, Ray? I saw a little bit of the NBA draft earlier. I think it's wild the NBA draft happens literally days after their championship game. Side quest, raise a chocobo. That is my holographic card, and it's cool because that is a double-sided card, so black chocobo is the other side of that card. Boom. I like it. I like it a lot. Orly, what's up? Nil Dragon. They're worth something now. Like, some of these cards are worth $500-600. Like, it's crazy. Like, the value on this set right now. And when they stop printing it, that value is only going to go up. Because we know Final Fantasy stuff doesn't depreciate in value. What up, Scotty? Happy Wednesday to you. Did you get a chance to read the Tactics interview that Square dropped from the director? No, but we're going to read it tonight. when I get through these cards. It's one of the things I want to talk about tonight. We're gonna go into that too. I haven't purchased any card games since Yu-Gi-Oh back in 7th grade, but this is tempting. Yeah, I know. That's kind of where I'm at. So okay, that was a land card and a token. Okay, well, just a few left tonight. Just a few left tonight. One of my buddies who runs a card shop, who's gonna be an indie, he messaged me. He goes, "You gonna be an indie?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, I got some stuff you might want to check out." I was like, "Is it Final Fantasy cards?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god." So hopefully he'll do an art trade with me or something. We'll see. All right. So, Curl, got it. Call the Mountain Chocobo, got it. Q-Trib Forayer, got it. Commune with Beavers, got like 50 of them. Ice Flan, got like 10 of them. Adventure Zen, Syncopate, The Crystal's Chosen, got all that stuff. Ilmig Pixie, got it. Summon Fenrir, we got it. Side Quest Hunt the Mark, got it. Ooh, we got Kane. We got Kane. We got Kane. Little Final Fantasy IV love. Kane, Traitorous Dragoon. Pretty cool artwork. I like it. Kane, Traitorous Dragoon. Jump. During your turn, Kane has flying. Whenever Kane deals combat damage to a player, that player gains control of Kane. If they do, you draw that many cards, create that many tapped treasure tokens, then lose that much life. Man, I don't know what that means, but okay. I couldn't follow all that. Dreams of Lasagna is my foil card in that set. Boom. Vector, Imperial Capital, my land. Okay. Alright, so not a whole lot of interesting stuff that I don't already have. The Cloud card was great. The Kefka card is the highlight so far. That Kefka Palazzo full art with Yoshitaka Amato's artwork is crazy. Like I've said before, Final Fantasy IV for me is where they started really digging their heels in on what a good Final Fantasy story kind of looks like. What's up, Angel? How we doing? Alright. 3 left tonight. Magitech Infantry, got it. Warrior Sword, Cornered by Black Mages, Goobboo Gardener, Scorpion Sentinel, Curl, Adventurers Inn. Ether. Don't think we have Ether yet. Yeah. Ether card. Alright. Ether. Use Ether. It's in the Ether. That's a Final Fantasy VII. Okay. Alright. The Final Days. I don't have this card either. Don't have that card. Cool artwork. Very menacing. So, sorcery. Create 2 tapped 2/2 black horror creature tokens. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, instead create X of those tokens, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Huh. I don't understand, but okay, sounds cool. Choco Comet, another card I don't have. Okay. Choco Comet looks pretty devastating. Choco Comet is sorcery. Choco Comet deals X damage to any target. Create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/0 until the end of the turn. Wow, I think I follow that. I think I understand that. Jumbo Cactor. Creature plant. Oh, this is cool. He's even got the little mustache. Oh, that's really cool. 10,000 needles. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +9999 until the end of the turn. What? Come on, man. That's gotta be that's my rare. Okay, I was like, that's gotta be my rare. Gets 9999 attack power until the end of the turn. That card might be broken. that card might be broken. Serapharon is my other. Okay, I got 2 rares. Okay. Serapharon. However you want to say it. Crystallized Sarah is the back of that card. We've got that one, but it's cool artwork. So we'll show it again. Dreams of Lasagna. I got another Hollow Dreams of Lasagna here. Swamp card and a... Whoa! I just got the card. I just got the Sephiroth card. I just got the Sephiroth one. Oh my god, never mind. It's a token card. It's it's a token card. I thought I got the crazy rare Sephiroth One-Winged Angel card. It's still cool. It's still really cool. Emblem. It's an emblem, not a token. Emblem card. Okay. Whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. I thought I got it. Oh my god, I thought I got it. I was like, we're done here. We're done here. Let's call it. They got me. They got me. They got your boy. They got him. Got me. But the art is great. The art is great. Fantastic artwork. And you know what? This is not the same version as the Tetsuya Nomura that he just did on that card. It's not the same. It's not the same version of this. Because he doesn't have his right arm in this. It's the wing. Whereas in the Tetsuya Nomura artwork for the new card, the wing is kind of like a pauldron and he still has his right arm. So very interesting. Very interesting. We'll just set that over here as we prepare for the penultimate pack for the night. I'll tell you what. I'm having a lot of fun cracking these open. Okay, Rook Turret, gotcha. Aerith Rescue Mission, gotcha. Blazing Bomb, Fight On, Geistral Greens, World Map, Albert Steiner. Oh, wait. No, this is the pack I opened earlier. I just sat it aside. Never mind. I was like, I got to Kefka, and I was like, wait a minute. Okay, this is the pack I opened earlier. Never mind. So I've got 1 pack left. I've got 1 pack left. Alright. This one's being difficult. There we go. There we go. Last one. Last one. Let's see. Another thing I have seen is a bunch of Magic players are playing Final Fantasy games, and yeah, well, that's what I was saying last night, Scotty, is like, you know, this is a win-win for both sides of it, because like Magic players are like, oh, some of these stories seem pretty cool. Which game is this? Oh, it's 4. Oh, it's 6. Oh, it's 7. You know, it's 9. You know, 10. Whatever. You know, let me check that out. And they're being introduced to a whole new world of gaming and storytelling. And the same thing for Final Fantasy fans learning how to play Magic. You know, it's pretty cool. Are you going to be live for the Capcom Showcase, or are you working? Sorry if you already answered this. I did. It's cool though, Zach. Your family. I'll say it again. Your family. I will be working, but I am going to stream it, watch it when I get home from work. I won't be able to keep up with what's going on. They're going to talk about a lot of stuff we've already seen, so I won't. When I'm at work, I can't just like watch things. I'm too busy. So I will watch it when I get home with all of you. And so yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, so last pack. Let's do it. This is like... Oh, this card is damaged. This Commune with Beavers card, not that I care, it's damaged. Look at the top of it. You see how it's like rigid? It was sealed to the inside of the pack. That's wild. I kind of like that. I might make that my featured seal Beavers card in my binder. Alright, Ice Flan, Curul, Q-Trib Fourier, Gubu Gardener, Iron Giant. Oh! Nice. Vaughn, Aspiring Sky Pirate. Full art card. I'm digging it. I am digging it. Legendary creature, Human Pirate, Haste. Whenever Vaughn attacks, create a treasure token. Whenever you sacrifice a treasure, Vaughn gets +1/+0 until the end of the turn. It's alright. It's alright. I love 12. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasies, but Vaughn is not like my favorite character. Are there foil editions of every card? Yes. Yes, William, there are. I've gotten a bunch of the foils. There's also like another version of foil. Yeah, that's from Final Fantasy 12. Yes, sir. That's actually key art from Final Fantasy 12. Like if you... I've got the Final Fantasy 12 strategy guide here somewhere. I think it's in a box or something, but that's actually a piece of artwork inside of the strategy guide. Torgal, a Fine Hound. Boom. Final Fantasy 16. Legendary creature Wolf. Whenever you cast your first human creature spell each turn, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each dog and or wolf you control. Add 1 mana of any color. Okie dokie. Ambrosia Whiteheart. Legendary creature. I don't think I have this one. I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that. Little Final Fantasy 16 love. Lionheart. I have this card, but I have the foil version of it. I don't have the regular version of it. So now, I'll put the regular version there. Yeah, I just got Torgal. X-Death. Void Warlock. Legendary creature, Spirit Warlock. When X-Death enters, you gain 3 life. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 6 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform X-Death. Witness what befalls those who stand against me. I wanna voice X-Death if they ever like fully voice Final Fantasy V. Like I want to voice X-Death. Let me do it. Let me do it. Anyway, in transforming X-Death, Neo X-Death, Dimensions End. So this is X-Death. Pretty cool. But, dude, come on. Who's the artist on that art? Jessica Fong. Jessica Fong went nuts on that. Went nuts on that piece of artwork. Amazing job, Jessica. Jill, Shiva's Dominant. Little Final Fantasy 16 love. Jill is my rare in this one. Jill is my rare card. When Jill enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Tap 3 basic lands, 2 waters, exile Jill, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. I'm going to help you to give you what you need to protect us all. And then on the back of her is Shiva, Warden of Ice. Cool that the character cards from 16, when you transform them, they transform into their into their icon. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see, Blitzball, got that one, but it's a hollow version of it. What is my final card? Oh, it's an art card. Not just any art card. It is... My final card is this awesome Genova art card. Wow. Boom, boom, boom. Genova, Ancient Calamity. Let's go. All right. That was a satisfying bit of pack opening there. I'm satisfied with that. It's good stuff. The two highlights for sure were that Kefka. Let me go find that Kefka. That Kefka is amazing. Anything with Yoshitaka Amano's artwork on it is incredible. Right there, boom. That is the highlight of the packs I got. The Sephiroth card is pretty cool too, but it's just like a little emblem card or whatever. That's cool. That's good stuff. Whew. Oh yeah, and my errantly sealed Commune with Beavers card. Commune with Beavers. Beavers. Alright. Notice it never happened, but could you imagine if the Expedition 33 devs did a Vagrant Story remake? Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, Rick. I know Walmart has them. I know Walmart carries them. Just look wherever they keep their card now. They might be out all the time. I've seen that a few places. They're just out like all the time. Any of your local card shops will have them, and they do retail because all those people, they look at the MTG or TCG player. They look at TCG player for their pricing. I think an average pack's like $7 or $8. So. Are we doing FF7R theory crafting today? I would like to talk about my theory regarding Zack and Summons. I wasn't planning on doing it tonight, just because I'm saving my Sid discussion for tomorrow night. But we will be talking about it tomorrow night, William, whichever you prefer, if that is your real name. But yeah, also low-key, the quality of lighting and camera work they did with the PS1 for Vagrant Story, kind of wild. Vagrant Story was dope. I tell people all the time, it's like one of Square Enix's like most overlooked games. When people are always like, you know, when are we getting a Legend of Dragoon remake? And I'm like, screw that, when are we getting a Vagrant Story remake? Because Vagrant, for me, I discovered Legend of Dragoon and Vagrant Story at like the exact same time. I don't think they came out at the same time. Maybe they did. Maybe they did come out around the same time, but I discovered them around the same time, and I liked Vagrant Story more than Legend of Dragoon. I liked Vagrant Story's battle system. It was interesting to me because it kind of felt like Parasite Eve a little bit to me. Yeah, I know they're not the same, but there's something about it that feels like Parasite Eve very much to me. And Parasite Eve, what a game that would be for a remake. That would be a wonderful opportunity to remake that game. So, okay. let me see here real quick. I want to... There we go. It actually did what I wanted it to do. Incredible. It actually did what I wanted to do. Okay, so let's read this interview real quick. I'm really curious about this. So let's see real quick. Interview. We've made so many improvements, Final Fantasy Tactics veterans, on remastering an all-time classic RPG. Let's see. Final Fantasy Tactics is widely regarded as one of the best strategy RPGs ever made, and with the Ivalice Chronicles now confirmed, an enhanced remaster of the PS1 classic, we wanted to find out more about this long overdue revival. Fortunately, Square Enix gave us a chance to get in touch with 3 of the project's key staff members: producer Suichi Matsuzawa, original writer Yasumi Matsuno, and director Kazutoya Maihiro. Here are their responses to our quick-fire questions. We had 5 minutes to ask them questions. So here's what they said. Hang on a second. My chat went away. Let me go get my chat. Here we go. I'll bring it back. I'll put it over here. There we go. Okay. Push Square. It's great to see Final Fantasy Tactics being revived for all this time. How long has Square Enix been thinking about bringing the series back, and why now? Matsuzawa, the producer. It all started when I worked with Matsuno-san on Final Fantasy Tactics crossover content for Final Fantasy XIV called Return to Ivalice. And after that, it was Maihiro-san, the director for the Ivalice Chronicles, who had the idea of resurrecting Final Fantasy Tactics. However, at the time, members of the development team were working on Final Fantasy XVI and updates and expansions for Final Fantasy XIV, and Matsuno-san had his hands full with Tactics Ogre Reborn. Because of that, development work only started in earnest thereafter, which is why we are releasing the title at this time. For those who may be unfamiliar with the original game, can you give us a brief overview of Tactics themes and story? Matsuno says, Final Fantasy Tactics is set in the medieval kingdom of Ivalice during a conflict known as the War of the Lions. It explores themes of truth and lies, class and discrimination, and asks the question, what is justice? In doing so, it depicts another lesser-known version of history. The protagonist, Ramza, comes from noble heritage, but he is confronted with the contradictions of the society in which he lives, and breaking out of its confines, he sets out to pursue his own form of justice. At the same time, Ramza's childhood friend Delita rises through the ranks of society and makes his own mark on history as king. Through these two contrasting characters, Delita, who was lauded as a hero, and Ramza, who faded into obscurity, the story questions the nature of justice and truth. And you know, that's one of the beautiful things I love about Final Fantasy Tactics. That's one of the things I really love about Final Fantasy Tactics is the ending. Like, I love that Ramza and his sister kind of just fade away. Like, they don't like magically fade away, but they just kind of ride off into the sunset. You know, Ramza is the central figure who made the path forward for the world possible through hard work and his sense of justice, his sense of duty and honor, and doing the things he felt was right for the people, and fighting against the injustices, and fighting against the dark, evil beings from another dimension, and all this other kind of stuff. And he's just like, no, I think I'm done now. I think I'm just gonna ride off into the sunset. He literally rides off into the sunset with his sister. It's absolutely, it's fucking beautiful, man. It's fucking beautiful. I love it so much. Anyway, let's continue. The Ivalice Chronicles includes both an enhanced version of the Final Fantasy Tactics and the classic experience. How important for you was it to keep the game playable in its original form? My Hero Academia. We knew that there would be fans of the original who felt that it didn't need a lot of extra polish. Me, I'm one of them. I'm one of those people. I am people. It's a title that means a lot to them, so they don't want it to be ruined by heavy-handed developers, but would just be happy for it to be playable on modern systems with quality of life upgrades. I like that. I like how you put that. I like that a lot. No matter how faithfully a game gets remastered, the more you consider yourself a fan of the original, the more you will find to be unhappy about a newer version. I have felt this way about a number of the remastered titles that have been released in the past. And I like that. I like that he said that. Alright, continuing. Because of this, we knew that it would be important for fans of the original Final Fantasy Tactics that we create a classic version of the game based on the original. That being said, the original game is around 30 years old. We felt that if we keep things exactly as they were in the original game, then people would likely just boot up the game to feel the sense of nostalgia and then quit after a few minutes without actually playing it. We didn't want this. We wanted fans of the original to actually play the game. We wanted them to be able to play to their heart's content on modern platforms. So we added many quality of life features such as autosave and fixed a lot of the bugs that players would so that players would get the same feel as they did from the original game. Okay. When making the Ivalice Chronicles, were there any particular parts of the original game that still impressed you all these years later? Any gameplay mechanics or story beats, for example? Matsuno. Final Fantasy Tactics is a title that enjoys a deep level of support from fans, even all these years since its release. The story touches on complex themes such as class structure, political intrigue, and religion, and it has been worked in such a way that the gameplay gradually reveals these themes to the player. That is what is really special about that story. Part of it. I think that even Ramza's portrayal as a figure who has been forgotten by history adds depth to the story. Yes, exactly. Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm reading this interview right now. They get it. Like, they're saying things that developers never say, especially at Square Enix, about their stories. Like, why they're special. Like, they're saying a lot of things that make Tactics special. I guess I'm kind of intrigued that they get it. In a way. But it's like I've said before. The people making the things at Square Enix, like boots on the ground, hands on the product, making the things, they love these things and they are fans of them. The people that make the green light decisions and make some of the business decisions at Square Enix aren't necessarily these people, though. But anyway, I'll continue. Where was I? When the game was first released in 1997, many video game protagonists were still your stereotypical strong and powerful heroes. Yet we have Ramza, who perseveres through suffering to achieve his goals, but is ultimately struck from the history books. While this is tragic, I do think it leaves an impression. As a tactical epic, it combines the job system from the Final Fantasy series with combat that is affected by height differences and direction, all of which enhances the satisfaction of planning out your battle strategy, or just leveling up your guys and mowing everybody down, which is what I do. Where was I? I think that within the genre, it is a more well-rounded game than Tactics Ogre, Shots Fired, if I were to say so myself. Can you tell us about some of the main enhancements in the Ivalice Chronicles? Are there any specific additions or improvements that you're proud of? No, there aren't any. Nah, my hero, when it comes to the story, we've added voice acting for all the dialogue and made adjustments to the script accordingly. We have made a number of UI updates to make the game more suitable for modern platforms and audiences, including a job tree to aid users in the fun of advancing their characters and a feature equipment. Wait. Maybe an equipment feature? Is that worded right? Okay. We have also made enhancements to the Chronicle feature, which helps players to understand the story. Okay, well that would be nice. Like, so as you get through different parts of the story, it's going to update your chron. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Okay. For combat, we added a number of features that weren't in the original game, such as the ability to cancel movement, a combat timeline that shows players the character turn order at a glance, and we have also added a tactical view, which gives players an overview of what is going on within the map. Okay, that's interesting. We'll have to wait and see what that means. But and on top of all this, we've made so many improvements in the enhanced version that I wouldn't be able to list them all here. Okay, we'll see. That's what I wanted to know. We've included a lot of additional features and improvements, but speaking honestly, there isn't one standout feature that I could say is better than the rest. By gathering all of these elements together and balancing them so beautifully, I think that we have created the ultimate solution for anybody wanting to play Final Fantasy Tactics in this day and age. Okay. Are you a big Final Fantasy Tactics fan? Are you happy to see the game being revived after all this time? Gather a small army and march into the comments section below. Well, of course. Please comment. Okay. Alright. What does it say? Top comment. Oh man, we're not going to go down this black hole. Square Enix trolled everyone this Summer Games Fest. No Kingdom Hearts 4, no new near, no Dragon Quest news. Where... Alright. That's why we don't... read that stuff. Okay, cool. Alright. So. They said a whole lot of gobbledygook about this and that, but a whole lot of stuff we kind of already knew. So, it is interesting to me that... he said, in the enhanced version, there's so many things we changed, we can't go over them all here. It is pretty standard stuff for Square Enix, like some of the things they say and how they go about some of the things they say and some of the decisions they make as far as, like, you know, what they're putting out there and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's fine. I'm looking forward to it. I did 9, and that is something that we were going to get into here after I take my first break. Stuff is coming out. I think okay, so how much of this do I talk about? Sorry, I was legitimately just thinking. I have heard some things from people that would know, I'll put it that way, about Square around the... Because I said something in a stream a few months back, and... No, you're fine, 9. You're fine. You're fine, 9. 9, everybody. Clap for 9. The source for video game news on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to 9, click his name and go subscribe to 9 right now. That is your homework from Uncle Ray. Anyway. People that I talk to that know things at Square Enix, we'll put it that way. Like, and these are like old... Like people that have done development work for them before, like video game development work, and just people I talk to that don't even work there now, that were there around the time of Sakaguchi's departure, have said things, you know, and to me recently, because I said some things a couple months ago on a stream, I was talking about the debacle of the PS2 to PS3 conversion for Square Enix, and what a big nightmare it was. That was about the time Sakaguchi left. It's probably not like a coincidence that, you know, that he left around a lot of times stuff was happening. Well, two people have come up and said, yeah, you're right. It was like when Sakaguchi left, there was a lot going on. I think there's stuff happening now. Because people are, you know, I saw this thing that Uematsu said. I just saw a snippet. that was posted on my Discord. I kind of looked into it a little bit. I was like, oh man, this is really interesting. Apparently, there's smoke to that fire. That Square Enix was in really... We knew they were in bad shape between 12 and 13. Around that time, they were circling the drain. Not financially. Not financially. That company's never going to circle the drain financially. But they were in a bad way creatively. They were in a very bad way creatively. There was a whole lot of like power structure stuff happening behind the scenes with the company. The growing pains of becoming Square Enix were still kind of lingering at that. I mean, it was a bad time. So that's one of the things I want to do tonight. Is I want to look into this quote from Uematsu about, because he references Sakaguchi as the big boss, the guy, at there, and then he's like, I'm leaving, and then apparently it was bad. But we'll get into that in just a second. But first, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to grab me a snack. Y'all know how we do it. And when I come back, we're going to read this little bit, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on it, and we'll discuss it. But there are a number of things. What's up, Eric Bast? I see you up there. What's up, man? How you doing? But yeah, so it's interesting. William, Tactics scarred me. I went to the store to buy FF7 because the commercial on TV looked so cool. I was a few dollars short and bought Tactics instead. Hated it because I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah, I was in love with Tactics from the start. The music hooked me. And, the whole Son of a Great Night. I mean, it was influential. I'll put it that. It was influential. We'll put it that way. But anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in just a moment. Yeah, that. Get you a snack. I'll be right back. So sorry, I just got some messages I was just kind of reading through as I came back on. Anyway, so I've got this article pulled up about the interview with Uematsu. So I'm just going to read this directly off of my phone because it's just really quick and easy to access. But the interview is on automaton-media.com. The headline is Square collapsed after he left. Final Fantasy composer on how Hironobu Sakaguchi's innate leadership skills held the company together. And I have heard... So I haven't heard this story, but I have heard stories about internal, like, heated disagreements between Sakaguchi and other people at Square Enix on, like... Anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's just get into this. So, Final Fantasy series creator Hironobu Sakaguchi recently appeared as a guest on Nobio to Ishoni, Together with Nobio, a podcast led by composer Nobuo Uematsu, best known for his work on the music of Final Fantasy games. The two longtime collaborators met up to talk about their time together at Square, and Uematsu opened up about how Sakaguchi's departure from Square affected him and the rest of the company, stating that Square collapsed after Sakaguchi left. And those two are tight. For those that don't know, Sakaguchi and Uematsu are tight. And SP was talking about this a bit weeks ago, but yeah. So the people that have told me this have had like a direct working knowledge of how things were ran at Square Enix back in the 2000s, and especially around like that 2003 to 2006 apparently were just the dark ages at Square Enix. And it makes sense because you've heard me often say that early to mid 90s to early 2000s era was the golden age of the JRPG, especially with Squaresoft, right? And that's about the time the wheels started falling off there, and that's about the time people were trying to take some power and leadership away from Sakaguchi, and it's no coincidence that that's about the time the company started failing. Anyway, let's read this because this is going to be a very interesting read for me. I'm very excited about this. To put it simply, he is the big boss, always has been and always will be. Uematsu remarks that back when they were located in Hiyoshi, Square used to be more like a club of university students rather than an actual company. The fact that he said, to put it simply, he is the big boss, always has been and always will be. There are still people at Square that look at Sakaguchi as the guy. Like, they're like, he's not here anymore, but he's the guy. Like, that's the guy. There's still people there that feel that way. But Sakaguchi was able to manage the work even in that kind of environment. We didn't even have a proper corporate organization, yet everybody listened to him. It's a kind of quality you just have to be born with. In other words, Uematsu describes him as a leader, somebody who, despite sometimes being strict and bossy, has the ability to attract the people around him. Yep, I can see that. 1,000%. 1,000% I can see that. Maybe Sakaguchi isn't aware of this, but the situation at Square was awful after he quit. Uematsu continues. He left and the organization suddenly collapsed. I thought to myself, oh no, I should get away from it. Oh shit, what? What? Hold up. He left the organization and he left and the organization suddenly collapsed. I thought to myself, oh no, I should get away from here. That is awful. Oh my god. The final years of Square were very turbulent, with many key members leaving the company just before its merger with Enix. We knew that. It was a state in which the staff didn't know who to follow nor what goals to work towards. Oh my god. However, Uematsu commends Square Enix on getting back on their feet after all the trouble they'd faced. Well, they're kind of getting there. Square had faced many setbacks in the 2000s, with significant financial losses due to the delay of Final Fantasy X and the box office failure of their movie The Spirits Within, causing Sakaguchi to resign from his position as a game designer in the company. Sakaguchi later went on to establish his own studio, and in 2004, Uematsu followed in his footsteps, leaving Square Enix to work as a freelance composer. Has it been that long? Was it 2004? Oh, I didn't realize it had been that long. Wow. I didn't realize it's been over 20 years. Oh my god, it has been. Sakaguchi and Uematsu have since collaborated on numerous games, including the 2024 RPG Fantasian Neo Dimension, which Uematsu considers his final project as a video game composer. As a full-time video composer, we found out, right? Okay. Okay, that's the article. Wow. So, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad that Uematsu was like, oh no, I should leave here. Oh my god. That's insane. Well, yes, Square didn't know their head from their ass once Sakaguchi was done. I mean, it's crazy that that Spirits Within movie ever got greenlit to begin with. If you know the story of that movie, I'm not going to go into it here, but like the process of that thing starting to happen and getting greenlit and all the different Hollywood people, the producers that got involved. I mean, it was a train wreck waiting to happen. That train ran out of track long before it stopped running. It was a bad situation, and production-wise, it was absolutely dreadful. There are lots of VFX and artists, period, that worked on that movie. I'm not even talking about the actors and the writers, I'm talking about the artists. And they were like, it was just day in and day out, just constant. Nobody knew. They were always changing the story. Nobody knew what was going on. It was a nightmare. And the world wasn't ready for a movie like that anyway. The world wasn't ready for a Final Fantasy movie. They just weren't. And to be real with you, I don't think Final Fantasy should ever be a movie, because you're locking yourself into 2 or 3 hours. Now, like a 10 episode miniseries or something like that, well, absolutely, you could do that. Yeah, well, that's the thing too. It's a whole different bottle of wax when you get into making a movie. You know, Nine. It's like making a game and doing that are totally different. You know, you're having to look at dailies. You're having to work with the actors. You're working with agents of the actors, producers, all that other kind of stuff. Well, there was a Marlboro. There was a Marlboro in the Final Fantasy Spirits Within. We did get a Marlboro, but that was about where it stopped. Well, yeah, I remember when the Spirits Within was announced, and I saw it the first trailer, and I said to my buddy, we were at the movies, and the trailer came on, and I said to my buddy, I was like, that's not Final Fantasy. That isn't Final Fantasy. I don't know what that is, but that's not Final Fantasy. It didn't feel like it. It didn't sound like it. It didn't look like it. It wasn't it in any way, shape, or form. And after that, I didn't see the movie until it came out on DVD. I didn't see the movie until it came. I didn't go to the theater to see it. I was like, I'm not interested. And then when I saw it on DVD for the first time, I was like, yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, it's not even a good movie. And I was really shocked that that's like Sakaguchi's final big project there, after all the stuff he did, after everything he did. He built that company. He was the man who built that company, made their greatest games. And that was the longboat that he went out down the river on, was the Spirits Within. I'm like, come on, man. But yeah, so I'm not shocked, because a lot of people already knew that was Squaresoft was like circling the drain, like it was a train wreck there. But to hear or to read Nobuo Uematsu's words where he was like, oh no, I should get out of here, that's crazy. That's crazy, because he was always Mr. Square Enix, Mr. Squaresoft. He was always that guy. Now, I do remember when Final Fantasy XII came out, it was interesting that Nobuo Uematsu did not do the soundtrack. And at the time, fans knew he was doing his own thing, but they didn't know about all the inner goings on and everything happening at the company. People like me, especially game journalists may have, or something like that, but people like me, just a regular person like me, no idea. That's crazy. I thought, and many people like me thought, he's just going to go do his own thing now. He's in his 50s, he's going to go do his own thing, and he wants to try his hand at having his own studio. Commendable. That's Mitsuda has his own studio, Procyon Studios. A lot of people have their own studios, and just thought he wanted to do one. But no, he was like, I got to get out of here. How do I start my own studio? I need to start doing freelance work. Who wants me to work on their game for them? Blue Dragon? Okay, I'll do the music for Blue Dragon. We got some other projects over here? Okay, I'll go do some projects over there. I do the soundtrack for Gween Saga's anime? Sure, you got it. I'll do Gween Saga. He was doing everything all of a sudden because he wasn't getting the Square Enix check in, because he left because he was so scared of staying there. That's crazy, man. Wow, to finally see that in writing, that's amazing. Anyway, he did very well for himself. And Sakaguchi's been doing very well for himself too. The all-father of the JRPG. Hironobu Sakaguchi, the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, he is Square. A lot of Square's best stuff they still do to this day is just, it's got a lot of influence of Sakaguchi's work. So, yeah. Yeah, no, that's true, XCOM. I mean, that's just the way it works over there. You can have hit after hit. That's what they expect of you. You fail once, you're gone. Or it's expected of you to step down. Yep, that's another thing, Nine. I didn't know that for sure that was the way it is, but I had heard before that no one gets royalties there. Like, if you leave Square, you leave. And apparently if you worked on the games, you don't get royalties. That's not how it works over there. Oh, Zach, I hate that for you, man. Yes, storms are going to be bad this weekend. I'll be driving up to Indianapolis for the Indie PopCon this weekend. I'm hoping I don't get stuck in those storms too much. I'll be leaving Friday morning to get up there, get set up, get rolling, get checked into the hotel, all that kind of good stuff. And then, now if it's a stormy weekend, I'll just stay in the hotel the whole weekend or whatever. So, oh, by the way, I was going to let you all know that I'm getting my Discord set up so that when I'm on the road doing these shows this summer and this fall and everything, I still plan to have group chats, just random chats on the Discord server. So if any of you all are interested in that while I'm on the road, just talking to me, in the Discord server, Voice chat. That's what I'm talking about. Voice chat, not just getting on there and talking to me. You know, oh, send a message like we do. No, like voice chat. I'm gonna open up a voice chat channel on there. And if y'all are interested in hanging out, come on in and hang out. I'll just be in the hotel room working on Aurora, but we can still discuss things while in there working. But yeah, all this stuff coming out, like I expected Summer Games news season, but we're getting Summer Games like juicy dirt season on some of this stuff, especially the Square Enix stuff. It's interesting that this stuff even comes out anyway, because 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, like former employees at companies, that they would not come out and talk. Like, that's just not the way the culture works over there. But and this could be just a slip of the lip, or viewed as not that big of a deal to him, and we're all taking it and running with it. So it's like, oh man, yeah, that's when Squaresoft started sucking, you know. Even though I still like Final Fantasy 12, I like Final Fantasy 12. There's a lot of people that don't, and I understand their reasons. I like it. I know the Gambit system isn't for everybody. I like quarterbacking my team. You know, everybody's got their job. I'm sitting back quarterbacking the battle. I can step in and take over people's abilities when I need to. I liked it. I thought it made sense to me. It clicked for me. It didn't click for a lot of people, and I understand that. But yeah, the fact that this stuff is coming out and people are running with it, pretty wild. Pretty wild. Gaijin. Yep. We need FF7 Redemption updates. I think we'll get them soon. We're going to get a heavy dose of Resident Evil 9 stuff tomorrow evening, I think. So that's going to be interesting. Don't like sand? Of course, we all know the Squaresoft game I want, we're never going to get, which is Chrono Trigger. I don't think we're ever going to get another Chrono game. That's not going to stop me from saying the big surprise that every game reveal event is going to be a Chronoverse game. Won't stop me from saying it until they put me in the ground or scatter my ashes to the winds. I will always say, Chronoverse game at the next big event, mark it down. Because eventually, someday I might be right. And I'll be like, see, told ya. Like, no, you guess it every time. Of course I do. Of course I do. Oh, okay. You know, XCOM, I thought that's what you were talking about. It's so coarse and it gets everywhere. Yeah, I thought that's what you were saying. I was like, because I have said that Final Fantasy 12 is basically Star Wars. I meant good Star Wars. I meant like original trilogy Star Wars. It feels like original trilogy Star Wars. The CEO talked about Chrono Trigger today at the shareholder meeting. What was said? What did they say? Someone asked about it. Man, I still, I mean, I care, but until I see something, I don't care about hearsay. Like, the time for hearsay is over. It's time to see something. I want to see something. I don't want to talk about speculation for 4 years like people have done with Final Fantasy IX's remake that's totally happening. I want to see something. Like, I don't even want them to talk about it. I just want them to shadow drop it when it's ready. I don't even want to speculate on it for like months and months. I just want to see it. Jesus Christ. They asked if it can be possible. He said, "We have a huge lineup, so please be patient." We have a huge lineup of crap. We've got Life is Strange 30. We've got Life is Strange Day at the Grocery Store. We've got Life is Strange, Day going down by the river. We've got Life is Strange, car ride to the Rocky Mountains. We've got Life is Strange, visit to the East Coast. We've got... I don't care, man. I don't care. We've got another Valkyrie Repeat Itself for 12 levels game coming out. We've got another tactical RPG that's not Final Fantasy Tactics coming out that's not going to be any good, but we made it anyway. Please be excited. We've got we've got several sprite-based Chrono Trigger knockoffs coming out that aren't Chrono Trigger at all. Please be excited. You're not going to like them, but please be excited. We're going to sell 10,000 copies of each of those games. Please be excited. Yeah, I'm ready. Just show me something good. Give me a new Star Ocean. Give me another the Divine Force, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. That's Enix, though. That's the Enix side of things. Life is Strange. What's a good Life is Strange game? Life is Strange, Black Friday at Walmart shopping edition. You go to Walmart during Black Friday and pick up the Life is Strange shopping Black Friday at Walmart game. I tried to play a couple of Life is Strange games because I was at a point where I was having a lot of Square Enix goodwill. I was like, let me try it. And I was just bored to tears. And I think for me what it was, I was like, I get the allure of these games. It's like People, the game. But not People, the game. It's like over the top People, the game. I don't know. I was very bored by it. I was like, I go out and associate with people and deal with my problems and help them deal with their problems on a daily basis. I don't need to come home and do that in a video game. That was my thing. But yeah, like the second Life is Strange reminded me specifically of something that I was helping a friend of mine deal with at that time. And I was like, I tried to play it and I was like, wait, this is what I'm doing right now. I came home and played this game to get away from that. Now I'm reminded of what's going on there with my coworker. I can't. I'm going to put this down now. I'm going to put it down now. I hungered for something different. But no, Life is Strange is fine, but I think I got irritated at one of the State of Play events because I personally don't feel like Life is Strange is a tentpole game. And there was a State of Play or some kind of like thing, like one of those State of Play kind of things or showcase or something like that, where they gave like, it felt like 10 minutes to Life is Strange. And I was like, this ain't that game. You're killing me. Life is... So you know how I joke about Nintendo when they're like, hey, something new is coming, and they show like a thumbnail of the game, and then you get 30 seconds of the guy talking, in this new expansive RPG, and you get like 30 to 60 seconds of that game. That's the blurb you give like a Life is Strange. In this new one, so-and-so's dealing with this real life experience, you know. That's what you give to that, not a 10-minute deep dive. And I'm just like, man, because that's real estate. I was like, they should have given this to something else. Anyway, Square Enix probably had like purchased a spot in advertising for that event. And they were like, oh, we got nothing to show. We can't show Rebirth yet. Let's show this Life is Strange thing we're working on. So well, I don't think the Eidos merger saved Square Enix. That dragged them down. That wound up dragging them down. They had to unload a lot of that. And Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, that's important to note, because before A Realm Reborn, before CBU 3 took that story over and really started running with it, that game was kind of DOA. I mean, it wasn't DOA, but it wasn't doing great. And once they put the support into it, and you have a games as a service, and you're paying monthly to play it, and you got a lot of players, well, that's going to float you right there. I mean, that Final Fantasy XIV, I don't know what the money and the numbers are on it, because I never kept up with it. But as popular as that was, as big as people were on everything, that should have paid for the next 10 years of Square Enix. Like, and I think maybe it did. I don't know. I hope they're budgeting their money properly. They don't. It seems like Square doesn't have as much coming out constantly as they did for a while. If you all remember, for a while, they had like a game coming out every month. But it wasn't like in the PS1 era where it felt like they had a banger coming out every month. That we now know, almost 30 years later, these are games we still talk about today. They were golden age works of art that we still talk about today, that were trendsetters for their time, and they are still got like a hole in my shoulder or something, like a cut on my shoulder somehow. It's like bleeding. I was like, what is that? The games they put out there for a while, I want to say it was like 2022 to 2023. They were putting out like all kinds. That was when that Valkyria Chronicles or whatever it was. There was that one tactical game that came out. It was like a military tactical game, but it was like turn of the 20th century kind of like military strategy. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the games they're putting out weren't very good, and the COVID pipeline cleared in a hurry. Dio Field Chronicle, thank you. The Dio Field Chronicle. I was excited about that game. What a letdown. Valkyrie Elysium, thank you. Not Valkyria Chronicle. Valkyrie Elysium, Dio Field Chronicle. That I was getting those names mixed up. And there were other games that came out in that era, but those are the two that stand out to me. Harvestella. I never played Harvestella. I wanted to, but I didn't, because that one's another one that just kind of petered out, right? We're not talking about these games now. We're not even like saying, you know what was really good? Dio Field Chronicle. You know what was super dope? Valkyrie Elysium. Project Triangle Strategy. That's another one. I thought I was going to be like, yes, this is going to be dope. Sign me up. Sign me up. Triangle Strategy. Wasn't great. It wasn't very good. It was okay. It wasn't very good. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. Removing games not called Final Fantasy. No, I'll take it back. Star Ocean: The Divine Force is better than Final Fantasy 16. I said it. I said it. Star Ocean: The Divine Force is the best game, not counting Final Fantasy 14 or games as a service, because they can fix that every month if they want to, or every quarter, whatever it is. Don't kill me on that. Anything not called Final Fantasy VII Remake Saga involved in some way, Star Ocean: The Divine Force is their best game that they've put out the whole time. It is better than Final Fantasy 16. What are the other big Square tentpoles they've put out? Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. Those are better. I'm at a loss. The Divine Force is the best game. I liked Star Ocean: The Divine Force better than Tales of Arise. And I loved Tales of Arise. The Divine Force was great. It captured that PS1 era of characters and storytelling. The gameplay was super fun. It felt like a sci-fi fantasy game. I mean, the dungeons were fun. The combat was fun. I'm playing that motherfucker again soon. I'm booting that up and playing it again. I'm sitting here thinking about it. That time frame, Star Ocean: The Divine Force is better than Octopath. I liked it better than Octopath. I did, and I loved Octopath Traveler. I liked 1 and 2. I liked both of them. But Star Ocean: The Divine Force, it's just a better game. For me, all around. Characters, storytelling, the art, oh my god, the world. I mean, it is incredible. It's an incredible game. The writing is awesome. The flying around. I mean, the everything about it is great. The main, I forget the names of the locations, forgive me. But the main capital city of that world, when you're there, like, and the characters, when stuff would happen, like, I cared about the characters. Like, I really cared about the characters. It's such a good game. It's such a good game. But yeah, who said something about, oh, okay, Stranger of Paradise was mentioned up there. Forspoken went over like a fart in church. Babylon's Fall was kind of DOA. Stranger of Paradise, you had people defend it. You had people that liked it. You had people that didn't like it. And people that were on the fence would just defend it, which is fine. It's whatever. If you liked it, you liked it. I didn't like it. I thought it felt like I was playing a PlayStation 3 Team Ninja game. That's what it felt like to me. Tri-Ace is amazing. Tri-Ace is amazing. Star Ocean: The Second Story, the remaster of that game, is so fun. It's so fun. It's a nice little time capsule piece. I'll go further than that, Michael. I think Star Ocean: The Divine Force was easy an 8.5. The music was incredible. The artwork is sublime. The character work was fantastic. The battle system was great. The combat, the boss battles were great. The world was great. It was the first game for me to introduce massive zones for a Square Enix game. It felt like the most complete open world experience that Square Enix had done to that point. And you could tell that Rebirth was going to be really special. After I played the Divine Force, I was like, I've got no worries about Rebirth. And this open world that's rumored and everything. After I played the Divine Force, I was like, I have no worries. I'm not worried at all. They got it. They got this. And they did. And they totally got it. They totally got it. Yeah, just looking around at everything they created in the Divine Force was such a treat. And like the sky, the settings, I remember the sky, whatever they did with the sky and into the horizon in certain areas, how do I say, it felt like you were on another planet. Like, I know that sounds stupid. I get that, but for lack of a better way of saying it, they really brought the whole, you're from another place and you're on a different planet than what you're supposed to be on. They really brought that to life. Why is there... It's like a huge floodlight. Oh, okay, this is the one across the street. Okay. I got like some kind of weird security video footage anomaly, and it was like the light is on across the street. That's all it was. Anyway. Yeah, I think Star Ocean's fine. I think Star Ocean's one of those games they'll revisit every 10 years or so. There was one bad Star Ocean in the game that if any game was gonna tank the series, it was gonna be the last. What was it? Hang on, I gotta look up the name of the game. The Last Hope. Star Ocean: The Last Hope was not very good. I didn't even finish it. I think that was the fourth one. But yeah, I didn't even finish it. Life is Strange, Streetlight Anomaly. Special edition coming to PlayStation Plus this fall. Yeah. Life is Strange, Ray's shoulder is cut. Life is Strange, I'm out of Diet Cokes. That is strange. That is Life is Strange right there, out of Diet Cokes. That was what killed The Last Hope for me, Peach Booty. I'm glad but not glad you maybe remember that. The characters were so uninteresting. The characters were generic anime stereotypes. They were just generic anime stereotypes. Whereas you went back to what made Star Ocean characters wonderful with the Divine Force. There was some tropey stuff, but I mean, you know, the main character, I was like, shit, I still stand by it. The after credits scene should have been him like on like a space hog, like a space Harley, with like no space helmet or anything like that. Just like hair blowing, making no sense. Just riding through space on like a space Harley, with the priestess character kind of on the back of the Harley, which is Motley Crue's Home Sweet Home playing as he rides off. The credits are rolling. just do it. Just do it, man. I totally got love for Grandia. I loved, was it Grandia 3 on PlayStation 2? I want to look it up now. I think that's, nope. I mean, it was on PlayStation 2, but Grandia 2 was the one I'm thinking of. Let me look. No, that's not it either. Which Grandia did I play? That's not it either. Which one do I... Hang on, let me look. Which one do I have? Here, hang on. Which Grandia? Huh? Well, I had one. Oh, wait. I'm missing some PS2 games over here. I'm missing some PS2 games. I don't know where they're at. They must be in a box somewhere. Let me look here. Huh. Yep. Which Grandia? I'm trying to think which of them was... I played one of them on PlayStation 2 and I really liked it. But now I can't remember which one it is. Damn, that's going to bug the hell out of me now. Of course, the first Grandia on PS1 is really good too. But there's one that stands out to me that was on PS2. Now I can't remember what it is. Yeah, Star Ocean 5 wasn't very good either. Streetlight Anomaly, Alan Wake. Dude, look, the first Alan Wake is incredible. The first Alan Wake, Alan Wake 2 was really good too, but the first Alan Wake was straight up creepy. Very creepy. Trice even admitted they lost their ways with Last Hope. I didn't know that. I've never seen an interview with them about that, but I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. Is it Grandia I'm thinking of? Hang on. Yeah, it's Grandia 2. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah, Grandia 2. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I liked Grandia 2 a whole lot. That's the one I'm thinking of. Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I was right. I was looking at some weird box art for it. I was like, that's not the one. No, Grandia 2. Yeah. Infinite Discovery. Oh, dude. Hang on. No, it's Infinite Undiscovery. Infinite Undiscovery. Infinite Undiscovery. It was an Xbox 360 title, and it was... When did that game come out? Aren't they making another one? I thought they were doing another one, but I might be wrong. Anyway, I liked the artwork for that game when they were leading up to the release of it, but I did not like the game. I did, because I had a 360. That was, I played Fable. No, I didn't play Fable. What did I play on 360? Oh, I played Resident Evil 5 on 360. And the good Naruto games were on 360. The one where you could use the analog sticks to do the little hand jutsus. You know, you did the analog sticks and you could do the hand jutsu. It showed the hands and you were doing the things. The good Naruto games were on the 360. PS2 Naruto games, I didn't like them. They were just generic. But like 360 was baller. And 360 is where I played, I think I played Oblivion on 360 the first time. And then I got it for PS3 again. And played through it again on PS3. But I need to get back to Oblivion too. Like Expedition 33 was so good, I forgot that I had Oblivion. That's how good it was. I forgot I had Oblivion. The Oblivion remaster. Yeah, the Ubisoft Naruto games, yeah, on 360, they were good. They were really good, man. Cool story. Zach walked 3 to 4 miles to a GameStop to get RE5 so he could play with his then girlfriend. I do not have a car at the time. Dude, that's an awesome story. Yeah, man. I'm gonna walk to GameStop, maybe get a little bite to eat, take a break there, you know. The GameStop I had in my neighborhood at the time, I lived in Lexington, Kentucky, and there's a area, I lived on Nicholasville Road, which is probably the busiest stretch of road in central Kentucky. That's where the Fayette Mall is, and all the shopping is right there on Nicholasville Road. Everybody from central Kentucky converges on Nicholasville Road, and I had a nice apartment there. And about a mile down the road was a place called Crossroads Plaza, and they had a China buffet, they had a Best Buy, they had a an Office Depot place, which I was always going in to get stuff. They had a Value City Furniture, which oddly enough, I liked going in and looking at the furniture. Just dreaming about the stuff I would buy if I had like a nicer place. But they had a GameStop. And I remember I would always go there and get my pre-orders, my midnight pre-orders at GameStop. And then if it was during the day, I'd go in there and get my stuff, meet the boys for some China buffet, and then go play whenever I got a GameStop for like the whole weekend. Just the whole weekend. That was the stuff right there, man. Yeah. That made me think of a good... Yeah, man. That's a good story, dude. Walking there to get it, that's a good story, man. The mid FMA games from Full Metal. I've got them, dude. Dude, I've got them. Hang on, hang on. Well, I've got one. I've got Full Metal Alchemist and the Broken Angel. And this is arguably the best one. Like, this is arguably the best of... I think there were two. This is arguably the best one. But yeah, it's... I played that a lot. And even when I remember playing it thinking this isn't very good. But I was like, but damn it, I'm going to get through it because it's Full Metal Alchemist. And it's one of the greatest anime ever made. I'm going to get through it. Well, PS2 is the only era that got Full Metal Alchemist games, right? I mean, Full Metal Alchemist was... I think it was relevant through PS3, right? But I think PS2 is the only one that got a game. Maybe a PSP game, I think. But yeah, I think it was just PS2 era, if I'm not mistaken. My internet started going wonky. I don't know what happened. It just started like looked like my stream dropped. I was like, oh no, my stream's still up. Okay, good. Something happened. It's like my internet just got hit. Like my stuff looked like it glitched, not glitched out, but it looked like it had dropped. Like I got like a spinning wheel over here. I was like, oh no, what just happened? All right. Oh, there were handheld Full Metal Alchemist games. You're right. You're absolutely right. I think there were some on Game Boy. Bandai. I don't remember them. I never had a Game Boy, though, so I couldn't play them. What is the best anime licensed video game ever made? Help me out. What is the best anime... Last Remnant and Lost Odyssey are both excellent. Those games, Peach Booty, I just saw that. Those games are both excellent. What is the best anime licensed video game ever made? Your opinion. Give them all to me. Oh no. Well, there are bigger people to come after than me. I'm just a little guy. Don't come after me. Nivik 88 missed the question. What the question was, what is the best anime licensed video game ever made? Exclude Dragon Ball. Well, we can throw Dragon Ball in there, but let's think of some other stuff. Naruto. Okay, so I guess it's got to be a shonen thing. It's got to be like a Naruto or Dragon Ball, right? It's got to be one of the two. Because have there been any good One Piece games? Have there been any good One Piece games? Because One Piece has such a huge fan base. And I'm praying for the day we get a really good Bleach game. The problem with making a great anime game is every story, if you try to do they're all fighting games. But if you try to do a story-based game, it always just comes off as like an anime movie. Like they always have these ideas for anime movies, but you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have any bearing on the main story, right? So you can't take it that seriously. Pirate Warriors Force, but that's a fighter, right? That's a pirate. That's a fighter. Can't think of a goddamn one. Yeah, like, look, here's a guilty pleasure. This game is not good. Okay, this game is not good. But let me grab something and show you. Okay, let me grab something over here. Let's see, where are you at? Some of you might know what I'm about to grab. Oh. Can I interest you?
Excuse me, can I interest you in Vampire Hunter D for PlayStation 1?
Jellicoe. 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 That's what it says when the game comes on. Jellicoe. Like it's a big deal, right?
Can I interest you in Vampire Hunter D on PlayStation 1?
No, I can't. It's not a good game. But fuck if I don't love Vampire Hunter D. One Piece Odyssey I heard was really good. But yeah, like, so I hold for the day that we get a great Bleach game. But they keep just doing these fighting games, and I'm like, man, there's so much you could do with the world of Bleach. I almost wish after 1,000 Year Blood War they don't do another anime. I wish they would do like a series of Bleach games that take place after the anime, so you could tell an engaging story. You know what I mean? I still love the disc art for Vampire Hunter D. Here's an unsung hero of the PlayStation 1. The disc art on PlayStation 1 games and PS2 games. The disc art is phenomenal on a ton of different PlayStation 1 games. I could almost cry, man. It's like, you remember like old heads, people older than me, they're just like, man, I miss my records. I miss my record collection. I miss records coming out because they had these inserts with this artwork in my record and all my records. Like, I used to hear people go on about records when I was a kid, like, yada, yada, yada. We got tapes. We got cassette tapes. We got CDs that have inserts now. But now I feel like the guy who used to go on about records because I'm like, man, I remember Super Nintendo and PlayStation 1. You got an insert book. You got a booklet, damn it. God damn it. They don't even give you a booklet no more with the artwork. I feel like that guy now, you know? But the Alundra had like a book with it. A book. I miss midnight releases. You know what I'm gonna do? It's like my glasses came off. That was funny. Man, son, you snap that shit right out of the case, and you read that shit on the way home in the back of the Buick. Yes, I was just getting ready to say, the next Kickstarter I do for Aurora, I'm gonna make a Super NES style booklet, and it's gonna be printed. It's gonna be a reward that goes out with higher tier stuff, and it's gonna look like a video game booklet. Oh shit, I gotta put that out. I can't put that out there. I'm just talking out of my ass now. I know. Yeah, just quiet. Just read. I'll remember the first video game booklet that captivated my imagination. I was a kid. I was probably 8 years old. It's probably 8 or 9 years old. I got the... No, I wasn't even that old. How old would I have been? I was probably 7 or 8. Yeah, I was probably 7 or 8. And I had the booklet for Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I remember reading through the booklet. Had all the artwork. I forget the artist's name. But had all the artwork in there, and it told the story of Zelda 2. What was going on. And then when you finally boot the game up, you're in front of the princess who's asleep. So doo 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 doo. Had the weird remix Zelda thing. Doo 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 doo. Yeah, but yeah, you start the game, but you already know the story because you read it in the first 7 or 8 pages of the booklet. Had kick-ass artwork. The second temple's boss, the knight's head would come off and shoot fireballs at you. The thing looked like it was like 100 feet tall in the manual because like Link is like jumping by a pillar and this huge helmet is shooting fire down at it, and they're like, man. Bring back game booklet. But game companies won't. They're obsessed with giving you the less amount of shit for the most amount of price. That's all they care about now, man. We'll never get a game booklet. You have to get... Look at the collector's editions people are giving out now. It's like cardboard standees, a t-shirt, and you're lucky. If you're lucky, you might get a statue, but then you're paying for the $200 one. Like... These companies are just crazy with this shit now. But then you'll get somebody who will do a Kickstarter, like an independent game company. It's like, if you back our game for $100, you're gonna get, and they back their truck up to your house and just dump shit on your. They give you everything. They give you like 5 times the amount of stuff, better quality, for half the price than a multi-billion-dollar game company gives you. It's crazy, man. Shit's getting weird out there. And I'm talking real talk now. Like, shit's getting weird out there. When somebody doing a Kickstarter can give you 5 times more than a multi-billion-dollar company gives you. Just saying. Your boy's just keeping it real and honest with you. Yeah, some Square Enix tactics don't even have the game with it. You're right, Darth Magus. You are correct, sir. Yeah, Zach. I mean, they're even trying to take physical editions of games away. I'm glad gamers pushed back on that. No. I'm not going all digital. If you don't put out a physical version of this game, I'm not buying it. Like, people, what was it, 2 years ago? People coming out and saying shit like, well, gamers just need to be comfortable, get comfortable with not owning their games. Sounds like you need to get real comfortable with people not buying your game. not giving you $50 to let you loan them your game. You need to get comfortable with that. Some collector's editions don't even have... Yeah, and then the MGS manuals, some of the... Yeah, the MGS, the Metal Gear Solid manual is really cool. But I will tell you, the Lunar 2 collector's edition, to this day, for me, is one of the best collector's editions ever put out. It's so good. The box is incredible. For those of you who've never seen it, the box is incredible. It's sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's gonna like fall apart in your hands. It's like a box, like a sturdy box, like heavy duty cardboard, all that kind of stuff. You open it up, it's got the disc, it's got like a booklet, a CD, it's like a hardcover book in there. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. It's really, really well done. Mass Effect 2 booklet, yeah, man. Mass Effect 2 is your favorite game of all time? Yeah, man. Like, I never really got into Mass Effect, but my roommate, Brad, played all of them, I believe. And I would watch him play them. And I was like, man, this is... I was blown away at how intricate and how detailed it was that all of your choices had an outcome on the game. If I recall, people didn't like Mass Effect 3 for some reason. I wasn't, like I said, I can't pretend to have been into Mass Effect. I'm extremely familiar with it, but I can't tell you moments and stuff because I didn't play it for myself. But I know it's got a massive fan base. And I'm always hearing stuff that it's coming back, they're doing another one, but then I don't really pay much attention to it. Do I like, okay, Zach, like the Hellverse stuff? Yeah, dude. Like, make Hellverse like a series of video games. Like, let Bleach finally get its great video game. I know they just put out that fighting game recently, but I haven't had a chance to play it. But again, like, I like fighting games, but not like licensed fighters. Like, I love Tekken. The new Street Fighters are pretty good. I like. I used to love Killer Instinct. Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct. I used to play those all the time. Tekken. I got really good at Tekken. I was the dude who took people's quarters at the arcade on Tekken 2. Tekken 2, I wrecked people. Wrecked people on Tekken 2. I could have been like, if I had kept playing, I could have been like a Tekken YouTuber or something if I kept going. But yeah, licensed fighters, I don't play too much. BioWare, R.I.P. Everybody pour one out for BioWare in the chat. Pour one out for Bungie at that. Oh my god. Soul Calibur is another one I was thinking of. Soul Calibur 2, man. And so Soul Calibur 2 on Xbox. Holy shit. That game was fun. That was hours and hours and hours with my friends. Destroying that game. Destroying it. Dragon Age Origins. Okay. Dragon Age is another one I watched my roommate play. Like, there were games that I played he would watch. There was games that he played I would watch, because we were both avid gamers at the time. And if I wasn't playing something, he was playing something. And so when one of us took a break, we'd watch the other person play a game. That was just kind of how we rolled. I never got into Dead or Alive. What about Air Guys? I always say it that way because, like, when you turn the game on, he's like, Air Guys. It's like really weird the way it's said. It's almost like it's an automated voice. Before there was AI voice, it was like an AI voice, pre-AI voice, you know? I just remember DOA Beach Volleyball. I remember that being a thing. BioWare there was a time, I want to say it was around 2009 or 2010 maybe even 2008, where BioWare was the company. They were like the company everybody wanted to mimic their games after. I remember that very clearly. I kind of remember in the dying days of G4, like, they were always talking about BioWare. In the last throes of life that G4 had, always talking about BioWare games and the developers there, what was happening, their newest projects, all that kind of stuff, rumors. They were a gold mine for news and rumors for a time. What are they working on next? What's going to be their next game? When's Mass Effect 3 happening? I can remember when they were like, when's Mass Effect 3 happening? You know, is it happening? Is it going to happen? It's got to happen, you know? Yeah, man. Yeah, like so it wasn't for JRPGs, but the gaming industry was going through like a real renaissance period from like I would say 2006 to about 2015. You had games really pushing the envelope. You know, you had Bethesda really breaking ground. Buggy as a lot of their stuff was, they were breaking ground in the open world market. They were paving a road that your CD Projekt Reds and other companies would later travel. You know what I mean? They were mapping out the path that other companies would come and build 8-lane highways through to set up what gaming is today. That's the thing I can really appreciate. I can look back at some studios, you know, oh, that game was buggy, that was a little rough, but they paved the way for other studios. They walked so other studios could run, basically. That's why I've got a lot of love still for Bethesda. Despite their missteps, a lot of those original developers that knew what it was like to really take chances and blaze trails, a lot of those people are still there, you know. And I think they've still got a great game in them. And I hope we get it. But yeah, talking about that era when you know your BioWares were coming to fruition. You had Bungie doing good stuff at that time. You had Nintendo was kind of floundering at that time. They were still hung up on the Wii and the Wii U, and the Nintendo, that was kind of their dark ages, that period, you know. And then when they finally were like, you know what, let's overhaul everything we're doing. We're going to come out with the Switch, the Nintendo Switch. We're going to do this thing. That's when they bounced back. But the rest of the gaming industry during this whole like renaissance period for gaming, there was a time where Xbox and PlayStation, they left Nintendo. Like Nintendo was in the rearview mirror. It was almost like, man, is Nintendo going to make it? Like as a fan, of course they were always going to make it. But as a fan, you're looking back, you know, you're looking at that time period, you're like, oh man, Nintendo might not make it. They might just start. That's where I think it was the Miyamoto quote came out. He was like, well, we're never going to just make software. They were referencing Sega, but they didn't say Sega by name. We're never going to just be a software company. If we ever get out of making consoles, we're out of making games, period. That was the era that quote came from, because people were like, man, is this the end of Nintendo? Xbox and PlayStation seem like mountains they just can't climb. And that's when they started becoming Nintendo Island. They were like, we're just going to keep making our own stuff, but we're going to innovate differently, you know? What's big for us? Our handhelds. Let's make a console that's also a handheld. Boom. They saved Nintendo. But that was all during that Renaissance period as well, when they were trying to figure out what is our future. They developed the Switch during that period, you know? And then Square Enix started getting their footing back around that period. Started figuring things out. Capcom went from not good, circling the drain, to Cap God in that period. That's when they really kind of pulled all their stuff in-house. Is like, okay, we need to rethink how we're doing things. Because they had other companies. Ubisoft was a company during that period it felt like could do no wrong. Ubisoft from, I would say, 2007-8 to about 2014, 2015 could do no wrong. That company was soaring. I mean, they were crushing the industry. Assassin's Creed, the Naruto games, things that were licensing. So, but now it's Capcom. And here's what kills me. Square could be there. They should be there. And I'm just going to say it. Square's got too many suits in the room. You've got a lot of great artists, a lot of great developers, a lot of talented storytellers at Square Enix, but my God, Get the suits in another building. Put them in another building. Let them crunch the numbers and let the artists make the art. That's what kills me about that company, man. And people can say what they want. That's what it is there, man. That's what it is. Division, yeah. I'm really excited about the level of shine and the level of investor backing that a lot of these indie studios are getting now, because I think we're going to see in the next 3 or 4 years, we're going to see, well, we already saw it with Expedition 33, but we're going to see more Sandfall Interactives coming out of this. That period from like 2007 to about 2014 that we were just talking about, I think we're getting ready to go into another period like that. Like, you miss your Mass Effects, you miss your BioWare, you miss your classic Ubisoft, companies like that. We're about to get it again. We're going to get new versions of those companies that are completely independently owned and ran. And I think it's going to be a very exciting time. Could be more exciting than that period from before. But fear not. It's coming back. I think Jeff Keighley and company are really going to try to champion those people, because I think they understand that the next big studio or studios are going to come from that crop of people trying to make their games right now. And the cool thing about the gaming industry right now, why I think we're in for another renaissance period, is because look at all the different genres of games we have at our disposal now. We got them right here. We want to download something on our PlayStation, on your Xbox, on your Game Pass, on your Switch. Just download it instantly and play it. Go to Steam, download it instantly and play it. People are uploading games every single day. And there's never been another time and period, a time period like this for interactive entertainment, video games, whatever, to where everything is instantly at your disposal and you can check things out. And Keighley and company, they understand that the next Square Enix, the next Ubisoft, the next Cap God, the next all these other characters, they're kind of becoming characters. The next major studio is in this batch of independent developers. It's somewhere in there, and they're trying to champion all these people. And even if it's not a Cap God, so what? If you get 5,000 to 10,000 people to play your game, you'll be a very successful company making your independent games, and you can do it for a long time. And here's the thing people don't understand. Like, I love playing like retro inspired like RPGs, JRPGs, stuff you see for sale on the Nintendo Switch for $10 here and there. Things you'll see on Steam on sale periodically, which I can't play most of because I have a Mac. But I love those types of games. Those games are not expensive to make, and a lot of times those games have like 4 or 5 people making them, right? So I champion those games because those developers are able to do what they love full time as their job if just 5,000 to 10,000 people will buy that game. That funds their next project, that lets them... Part of funding a project is not just funding the project, it's making it so there are finances in place for the supporter to be able to live day to day, for the developers to be able to live day to day, so they don't have to have a second job. They don't have to have a main job and just work until 3 in the morning in their studio like this guy does, right? I'm crazy, but that's okay. I'm built for it. You know what I mean? But the game developers, that's heavy lifting. I love when people support those people. I love it. I champion that. If I see something cool, I'll share it. If I play something cool, I'll double share it. I'll talk about it here on the channel, you know? But yeah, I really like seeing those people get their support. And that next like Renaissance age of the gaming art form that we love so much, it's going to come from one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are going to be the next major studios. And I'm excited because It won't be corporately run studios. It will be independently owned and ran studios, because they're having to train themselves now how to market, how to budget, how to pay for these things, how to network, how to do all this stuff. Back in the day, you had developers go to business people and they would offer their expertise. These are the marketing people we know. You were beholden and shackled to the people that knew people in the industry. Now, independent artists, independent creators, independent developers are having to train themselves to budget for their. And I know, because I'm having to do this. This has been my journey too. It parallels independent game developer journeys as well. You have to teach yourself to do all those things in this age, because there's not a lot of money. You don't have a lot of money, and you can't spend $100,000 to a marketing company to get your stuff out there and connect you with people. You have to learn how to market. You have to learn how to network. You have to learn how to budget your money properly, and you have to learn by falling on your face a few times. These people are going to be rock hard, rock solid, ready to go, and be able to do everything in-house, do it on their own. They won't be beholden to shareholders. They won't be beholden to suits. And the shareholders, the suits, are going to lose their power in this industry very quickly. Jeff Keighley and his team understand that. That's why I told you all Summer Games Fest, when we watched that, I was like, it's going to be very telling which way he wants the industry to go, because he has a lot of power and say in what direction it goes. He doesn't want the suits and the boardrooms. He doesn't want that. He wants the independent creators. And we saw it at the Game Awards, or the Summer Games Fest, excuse me. We saw it there. And that's why I was excited about Summer Games Fest. Not necessarily about the things they were showing, but what they were doing. I was like, the next 3 to 4 years, the game industry are going to be very exciting. You're going to hear names you've never heard of, and you're going to play games you'll never forget. That's why I think about this era coming up. It's going to be a lot of names you never heard of, and a lot of experiences you're never going to forget. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be really cool. Rebel Wolves making that Dawnwalker game are ex-CDPR guy. Okay. I didn't know that, but that's really cool. It makes a lot of sense. I'm going to take another quick break, and I'll be right back.
ずっ
telling you, like, the Chrono Cross soundtrack is like Mitsuda's finest work. It is so. I listen. It's like on all the time in my studio. Like, I listen to it all the time. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I'm looking at. Let's see. Hang on. So yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, so it's 6 o'clock tomorrow. So I won't be home until probably after 10:30 tomorrow night, because I do have to close at my job. So I'll be there tomorrow night. But then when I get home, I'll probably get cleaned up, have some dinner, and then jump on and we'll watch the Capcom. Well, I'll watch the Capcom showcase, and we can watch it. I got the hiccups all of a sudden for some reason. Excuse me. We'll come on here and we'll watch the Capcom showcase together at 6 p.m. What to expect? While there's always a small chance for surprises, Capcom has announced the 4 games that will be featured live stream. Those games are Monster Hunter Wilds, Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, and Street Fighter 6. Resident Evil Requiem was announced during Summer Games Fest 2025, and now Capcom is planning to show off more of it during the stream. Some outlets, including GameSpot, got to see an extended demo of Resident Evil Requiem, which could be shown here to the public. That's what I think, is that they're going to show that, and maybe like a new trailer or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for the Resident Evil part of it, is that I think they're going to save that for last, probably. I could definitely see Requiem going on last. I think they'll open with Monster Hunter. You want to open and end with your strongest stuff. And while Street Fighter and Pragmata is intriguing and Street Fighter is good and definitely has a fan base and a following, I think your strongest opener is going to be Monster Hunter, and I think your obvious strongest closer is going to be Resident Evil. That's what people are going to stick around for, is Resident Evil. So that's what I think we're looking at for this the showcase tomorrow. But what do you all think about that? I am fully on board with whatever they want to do. If they want to give us like some kind of like surprise or something. What if they're working on a new Devil May Cry game and they drop a surprise for it? That would be the show. That would be the one to end the show with right there. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, that's going to do it for me for the night. It's been a fun stream. Thank you all for hanging out with me for all 3 hours. It's always wild. It's always fun. It's always a good time. So tomorrow night, I had like this weird... felt like something bit me on my head. That was weird. Anyway, I think my glasses, I think the nose piece pinched my head in a weird way there. Yeah, a random Leon trailer. But so yeah, I'm down for whatever they want to do tomorrow night. But I'm going to hop off here. I'll be on probably 11 p.m. I'll probably be on tomorrow night. And we're probably just going to watch the Capcom showcase. And then I'm going to have to get some sleep because I'm going to have to get up early Friday morning to drive to my show. Life is Strange, weird head bite, weird glasses pinch on my head. Coming in the spring. Pre-orders now. $250 collector's edition. Doesn't include the game, but it does include the glasses that bite your head. So, and little mini cardboard stand-ups and stuff. So please be excited. Anyway, I think we've got a new running joke for the streams here. We got a new shirt. We got a new shirt coming. Anyway, y'all have a great night. Be safe. Be good to each other. Keep rocking. As always, I will catch you all tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the channel. And you all have a good night. I'll catch you all later. Hey, we went through the whole Chrono Cross soundtrack. Hey, I have to start it over again.